assembly election, so they are in the assembly election.
Okay, Aarti, you said you were uninspired in general, but let's talk about the stakes for Jyotiraditya Scindia. It's a very interesting development if you want to come in on that, and also the
Absolutely.
BJP's
Perhaps
the
that's
BJP
the only
and
really interesting thing about this election, because I think
there's one other interesting thing is the BJP's not giving prominence formally to either Shivraj Singh Chouhan in Madhya Pradesh or Vasundhara Raje in Rajasthan, despite what happened in Karnataka. But go ahead, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll come to the latter part later. But for me, this election is the interesting thing about this election is what happens to Jyotiraditya Scindia, because I think his political future is very much at stake here. He did this jump to the BJP last time, and carrying with him a whole lot of MLAs. And now he's landed himself in a situation where I'm told in Madhya Pradesh, there is a Maharaj BJP versus a Naraz BJP. So,
There's also Shivraj BJP RTG.
and
So a,
versus
Shiv, a
Shivraj
Shivraj
BJP.
BJP, a Maharaj BJP, and a Naraz BJP. Okay,
Naraz
go
BJP.
ahead.
That's
Yes,
right.
okay.
I mean, the very fact that his aunt has decided not to contest, Jyotiraditya Scindia fought like mad to, get his candidates, to get his people tickets. But as you know, about 6 of them quit and walked back to the Congress. Some BJP leaders from that region have joined the Congress. The fact is, if you look at it historically, from the time Madhavrao Scindia crossed over, left the Jansangh and crossed to the BJP, which was way back in 1977, I think, or before that. Since then, that whole area, BJP has been pitted against the palace, the politics of the palace. And Jyotiraditya Scindia represents that palace. So, for him to be going out there and asking BJP voters to vote for the BJP, I mean, it's an anomaly. It just doesn't make sense to people on the ground, because they've always seen the palace as inimical to their interests. So if Jyotiraditya Scindia cannot deliver the Chambal Gwalior region for the BJP this time, I think that he is in serious trouble politically. He can't go back to the Congress. And Modi and Amit Shah, as you know, I mean, people, if they're not useful to them, they just discard them ruthlessly. So where does Jyotiraditya Scindia go after this? That's, I think, a very interesting, question that's being raised, and we'll find the answer, very soon.
Deshdeep
As far as
sorry. Yeah, you wanted to come in on the not declaring the CM candidate approach of the BJP.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So as far as it's not, you remember we did a show earlier, and I told you that the BJP has, I think, a plan to somehow, marginalize leaders from the Vajpayee Advani BJP, Yediyurappa, Vasundhara Raje, Shivraj Singh Chouhan. They tried that experiment in Karnataka, and look at the mess they made of Karnataka. They lost a huge, a very profitable state, and the only state that they ruled in the South. They lost it with that gamble that they played. They were trying to do the same thing in both Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. But towards the end, if you notice, the last few lists that they declared, they have accommodated a lot of Shivraj Singh Chouhan loyalists, just like they have accommodated a lot of Vasundhara Raje loyalists, because I think they realized that if they annoy these leaders, then they are, it's going to be a complete wipeout like it was in Karnataka. And I mean, I don't know whether I should really say this, on screen, but I think as far as the BJP is concerned, one of the most important part of their strategy for the Lok Sabha election is to try and squeeze the Congress for funds. Unfortunately for the BJP, the Congress has been landed with a cash-rich state like Karnataka, which is very, very useful for them. But they would like to squeeze them for funds, even from, poorer states like Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. So whether, it's not really a question of winning the state so much. I think Narendra Modi is more interested in the Lok Sabha election than in the assembly election result.
Can we just
it's a question of
remind,
defeating the Congress so that you keep the Congress
we,
starved of funds.
as I go to Deshdeep ji, can we just actually remind our audience that sometimes assembly and Lok Sabha elections are two very different sets of moods. So the last time the Congress narrowly won electorally, then of course they lost their government because Scindia walked out. But the Lok Sabha elections that took place just a few months later, please do bring up that slide. There you can see the BJP swept the state, right? So this is a complexity that we have to understand कि जो लोगों का mood है, लोग नाराज हैं, लोग खुश नहीं हैं, unemployment है, inflation है, तो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट को देशदीप जी क्या नहीं जिम्मेवार ठहराया जाता? You see, it's very interesting, this dichotomy between the national and the Lok Sabha elections, and I just wanted to place that on record. But do go ahead, आपकी जो observations हैं this are
regarding this state versus center, right?
Yes.
So you are correct that when it is when they talk about assembly elections, so the issues of sadak bijli pani, they definitely come up. Then the question of corruption in the government departments, and then the unemployment. It's a huge issue among youth. Congress, I would have loved BJP to showcase its 18.5 years of achievements. Why they need to have a Ladli Lakshmi Yojana, Ladli Behna Yojana, a cash in hand scheme for 1.25 crore women to sail through the assembly elections in Madhya Pradesh? Why do they need Ram issue? If we look at the campaigning in Madhya Pradesh, it started with a yatra which was undertaken by the BJP. So there was a general type of campaigning, and then campaigning started changing. Ladli Behna Yojana came into picture, and then gradually Sanatan, Ram Mandir came into the picture. Then with Sanatan and Ram Mandir, Hamas also entered so that they can have this much.
Can this Ladli Yojana be a game changer?
This is what they are trying. They think that Ladli Behna Yojana will be the game changer in Madhya Pradesh, which is why they launched it. Shivraj Singh Chouhan announced it just a few months before the election process started.
Yeah. Let me get. Sorry.
This is happening in a state. Let me say one thing. This is happening in a state which is so much under economic stress. The budget of Madhya Pradesh, just one thing. The budget of Madhya Pradesh is 3,14,000 crores, and the debt on Madhya Pradesh is over 3,50,000 crores. Still, we are having these freebies and these cash in hand schemes.
Let me take last quick 30 seconds from both our political representatives, and I'll give Kartiki a quick closing comment. Pankaj ji, Ladli Yojana se kya umeed hai politically?
Barkha ji, this is the time for the landslide victory of Kamal, the victory of BJP, and a huge defeat for the Kamal Nath. That is the reality of the Madhya Pradesh, the ground reality of this election. We are going to win on the issues of development. We have changed the picture of Madhya Pradesh in the last 20 years. Now it is not Bimaru Madhya Pradesh, it is Viksit Madhya Pradesh, and we are going to make it swarnim in next 25 years.
Okay, Mithun ji?
A lot of positive treatment. That's why we have announced that we are going to offer 1,500 rupees for women. We are going to offer LPG cylinders for 500 rupees. We are going to offer 100 units of electricity for free. We are offering OPS, and we are offering loan waivers. We are offering 2 lakh government jobs. And these 3-4 flagship yojanas, we are offering it in every state that we are governing. But BJP is offering it on only poll-bound states because they know because now the Janta understands that it is only a poll promise, which is not going to be continued after the elections. That's why they're going to select the government, which is going to give it to them for the whole period of 5 years. So that's why they're going to elect Congress party.
we're only 2 days away from the actual voting, where the voter will not be silent, at least in her relationship with the voting machine. Kartike, is there any surprise factor since the time of the poll to now? Anything that's changed? Anything that you can see? Any new factor that's come into the elections? I can't hear Kartike. Can't hear you, Kartike. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I said that I have already mentioned this. I think the X factor would be the rebel candidates and the role that SP, BSP, and the Gondwana Gantantra Party will play in different parts of the state. Apart from that, I think let's wait and let's hope that Madhya Pradesh turns out in big numbers and exercises its right to elect a new government. We'll see whichever party wins. But the election at this point is very interestingly poised. Let's wait until December the 3rd.